Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about how to adjust and balance the Zhiyun Crane V2. Actually, when I bought it, I thought it was the Zhiyun Crane 2, but I actually got by mail the V2, which is still a pretty good gimbal. I tried the Ronin, which my partner has, but me, I purchased this one because it was more in my budget, and I did have a hard time to balance it the first time. I actually balanced it properly, but the wrong way. So I'm going to show you guys how I managed to, by watching other video on YouTube, to see what I did wrong. So let's get it mounted. I already got it out of the box, so got it up. Sorry about that. So basically this one doesn't come with this mount. You could buy it separately or you could buy it as a package, but I bought this separately for $13 or $14 off of Amazon per gear. It's actually okay. It's not the best. You know, it's like kind of, you see, you have to tighten this part here, but I didn't do it today. So basically this is to balance it. Is a good addition to buy it separately or with the gimbal. This was $13 off of Amazon. So basically get it set up. Me, I use a Sony 6000 or my 6500. I'm actually filming on my 6500 today off 16-55mm lens, genuine lens. So basically the first time what I did is I mounted this when it came out the box the wrong way. I went this, let's say this way. So I tried to mount my camera facing where my eyesight was towards the gimbal. So it didn't work because on most of the tutorial they were saying you have to put your camera as close as possible to the center, to this here. So every time I tried to mount it, it would actually just stay here. So I was trying to figure out why I couldn't bring it this far. So it didn't work out, so I went online on Amazon and bought a quick connect or an easy mount, and it still didn't go. So the thing was, I mounted it the wrong way. So actually this has to come, you see, this way. So that way, so you want to see that your USB is going to be on the inside. So then when you try to mount it here, it's actually going to go and sit. Sorry, I almost fell down there. And sit closest to the center here. And the other way, when I tried to mount it, it wasn't the proper way to balance it. So this way, so you have the USB connection facing you. All right. Having a hard time here. All right. So right now, I have a manual focus, newer 35mm manual aperture manual focus. So right now, as you can see, it's not at all balanced. So basically what you want to do, usually I always start with trying to balance it sideways first for it to be straight on my gimbal. So I would start by this one here, the back one, and try to put it as level as possible. So that's my way to do it basically. So I would actually put it as much as I can. Tightening this, don't worry about it, just give it a good snug. And then I would go up and down. I always start with the bottom part here. Unscrew this. This is going to move your plate back and forth. So right now, as you can see, it's, sorry, it's back heavy. So you want to push the camera to the front. Still too heavy. Actually, right now you see it's too close to the edge. So I'm just going to push it out a bit, tighten the bottom part in. So see, now I can adjust this. see now it's actually balanced frontward, but sideways it's not anymore. So I'm gonna come back and adjust this. The back one, pushing it out, almost sideways. Okay, so pretty much now it comes back to the center, almost. So I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit more. Too much. Take your time. You don't have to be 100% precise, but it's always better for the mechanism for it to hold and last longer. So now you see, if I go forward, it's gonna come back, center, sideways, center. But on most of the tutorial I watched, every time this will go like this or sideways, the camera would actually stay in the position. So then to do that, you could actually adjust this one here. This would actually level the frontward and backward axis point. So what I want to do is just try maybe to bring this up a bit. See, it takes a bit of the weight off the mechanism and putting it back, well, on the center point. So you see now it's better than before. I'm gonna try lowering it down and see how it goes. See, now it's heavy, so push it back up. See, it's easier to go down. And the next point, usually people would say, if you bring it down, just stay level, up, level, and sideways, level. This is without the mechanism on. So you see pretty much. And when you do this, you actually want this arm to stay in this direction. You don't want it to go upward. If it goes upward, you're not balanced properly. So if you have to stay, it has to stay this way. And you bring it back. Okay. So when you turn it on, it's gonna auto adjust itself. There you go. So basically, just make sure your power button is on the side of your USB entry. If it's on the opposite side and your USB is on the outside, you're not in the proper way to put your camera on your gimbal. Your gimbal has to be USB towards you and on your right side, where your power button is on your Sony a6000 or 6005. And from here, you got the 2-point axis on the first mode, and on the second mode, you have the 3-point axis left and right, up and down. If ever you feel that your camera, when you're putting it this way, it starts jerking, like this part is actually working too much, your camera starts jerking every time you move it, means your camera is not fully balanced. So go back and check the way your camera is set up on your gimbal. So if I turn it off and then I notice that my camera goes back like this, which means my gimbal is not centered or balanced properly. So readjust your gimbal, readjust your camera, and make sure that everything is balanced. So then when you turn it back on, you're just gonna see it go back naturally, no jerking or anything. So if ever you take your camera and you're trying to film sideways and this arm here is not this way, you come back and adjust the lower arm here, out or in or front or forward, to bring this arm level. Because if you do this and coming back like this, you see now there was a small jerk. You have to go very slowly when you come back, not to have that jerk. If I go too fast, see, now my camera is gonna jerk. There you go. Very slowly, up and down. So that's my way, how I actually set up my gimbal. Usually I don't use my manual focus lens. I usually use my 30mm Sigma, which is a run and gun, perfect lens, the best lens I've actually used so far on any of my shoots. Usually I use my 30mm, my 50 OSS. I do have my lens here at 3.5 16-50 prime lens, and sometimes I do shoot with a Canon lens with an adapter. But anyway, that's for another tutorial, whatever, on what lens I use for my shoots. So today I just wanted to show you guys how I balance my Zhiyun Crane V2. Hope it helped. If you have any more questions, don't be shy, ask the question, and I'll be happy to answer you guys. All right, take care.